What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki back out with another scary, terrifying, and creepy video from the Underworld channel. We are going to be watching something else that's completely scary, because scary pretty much comes in all forms. It comes in paranormal, ghosts, people, tornadoes, storms, animals, cars, and now trains. Trains can be deadly and they can't be stopped just like that. It takes them a long time. And when people decide to park and just sit there or try to think that they can beat the train, it's no good. And we're going to watch 10, or we're going to, no, not 10 trains, but train derailments, mistakes, and all caught on camera. So grab a chair, get comfortable. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that white bar icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video, and then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, we're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. I would appreciate the love and support. It's free to do. It's easy to do. And again, thank you for all that have done so thus far. Also, go over to the Underworld channel. He is on his way to 2 million subscribers. Love to see him hit that mark, so go give him some love. And let's get into the deadly train wrecks and derailments.
Truck near Chicago that got stuck on the tracks, and a woman in Utah who was bumped in front of a speed.
See, why do you stop? Why? Keep going. I will never understand this, why people stop right on the train tracks and then they're like, I can't move.
Train to a truck in southern Texas that bottomed out at the wrong time.
Oh my gosh.
And a driver in South Florida who recorded this near tragedy. Here are some of the crazy.
Okay, when these come down, these are not optional. I hate when people like they'll drop down and then people will like take their bikes. No!
Craziest train collisions and mistakes caught on camera. LaGrange, Illinois is a small village in Cook County, roughly 16 miles southwest of Chicago. It's typically home to the annual pet parade, where thousands of locals gather downtown every spring to honor their furry friends. However, on June 13th of 2025, the area was humming for other reasons. A semi-truck had gotten itself stuck on the railroad tracks at the LaGrange Road
of all
crossing.
places.
That's when he saw the train barreling toward him, leaving him no time to abandon ship.
Like, how is it still moving? Yeah, that's a lot of money. Expensive. Oh, no. The brick wall. Oh, it's gonna. Oh, it. Yep, that.
As the train the truck, it knocks out several pieces of safety equipment, shreds 2 trees, and kicks out one of the brick pillars supporting the train station. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, including the driver, who was still inside the cab during the crash. The 46-year-old man from
He probably tried to throw it in neutral and try to get over the top, but
North Carolina claimed that he never saw the train and that the gates came down as he was trying to cross.
Oh my gosh.
In hindsight, he should have just broken through the plastic arms and dealt with the damage after.
Right?
Even more ironic.
That would have been less damage than what we see right now.
Ironic is the phrase "safety driven" stamped on the back of the truck. He was later cited.
I didn't even see that. What did it say? Safety driven.
Stamped on the back of the truck. He was later cited for disobeying a signal and damaging public property, which wasn't too bad considering everything else. It was October 3rd of 2023. 2 train-spotting friends in Vanderlip, West Virginia were tracking the South Branch Valley train on its way to Petersburg when the unthinkable happened. As
this dude almost...
Valley train on its way to Petersburg when the unthinkable happened. As the train approached, the friends heard the unmistakable sound of screeching tires coming up behind them.
Okay, so this guy's probably maybe 5 feet away from this because he zoomed in with his phone.
okay, and the young driver managed to bail out before the train hit his car. Now you might think that he was on his phone or going too fast, but don't judge this young book by its cover.
Okay.
According to the cameraman, the at-fault driver was actually the Dodge Charger you see right here. The muscle car was speeding and slammed on its brakes at the last second. Because the pickup was towing some heavy cable, the driver wasn't able to stop in time. So, instead of hitting the expensive Charger or the two train spotters, he veered right and sacrificed the electric
You ain't gonna be able to fill it. Well, you might be able to fill that gas tank back up.
box.
Saw the gas cap. Oh, it's like Final Destination.
There are about 5,100 miles of railway tracks across Indonesia, with big plans to expand by 2030. Those plans were
I honestly am surprised we don't have more train rails in the United States. We have some, but not compared to other countries.
slightly dampened in 2023 when a fiery crash set things back. It was July 18th of 2023. A truck driver in Semarang City was crossing the tracks when his engine suddenly cut out. He ran from the
I was just thinking about this. If you guys have ever watched Unstoppable, I would definitely watch it. It's with Denzel Washington and Chris Pine. Very good movie. As much as you might think it's like really a fast train, it's actually a really good movie, and you can get it on YouTube. So just we were going through the scary train videos or movies. I recommend this movie. It's definitely a pretty good movie.
quickly as he could in search of help. Meanwhile, a high-speed Indonesian railway train carrying 626 passengers was on its way through town.
Oh. Everybody's fine. Because if it was bad, the Underworld channel would not show it. Oh yeah, she's hot in there.
Despite being engulfed in flames, the engineer and his assistant managed to escape unharmed.
Praise
Ironically,
Jesus.
the only person to suffer any injuries was a guy who jumped off before the crash. Thankfully, he was okay and soon found himself wishing he
Probably rolled his ankle.
stayed on the moving train.
Oh.
It's unclear what caused the fire, as the truck bed was empty when the train hit. Perhaps the driver
tank?
just filled up on fuel, and the fireball you see is his exploding gas tank. While it looked terrible, workers cleared the site and reopened the line within 24 hours.
Wow, that's fast.
It was October 9th of 2020. Dinner time was fast approaching in Pendleton, Indiana, a small town in Madison County, roughly 35 miles northeast of Indy. A local man named Sean decided to order himself a pizza. As he waited outside of Pizza King on Angle Road, he watched a semi-truck bottom out on the nearby train tracks. That's when he heard the train coming and knew he needed to record.
And this being probably a truck driver that's professional should know, because like the bridges, they should know their height. They should know where they can bottom out. If you have a hill like this and you have a truck that long, you know you're going to possibly bottom out.
Thankfully, the truck driver was okay. He's the guy you see bailing out of the cab at the start of the video. For a moment, he thinks about going back, but then he decides that the rig simply isn't worth his life. According to another witness, a nearby construction crew dropped what they were doing to
And then the insurance company's going to be like, yeah, we're going to give you about $75. That's all we can give you for the truck.
help the trucker in need. They tried tying straps around the semi and using their equipment to pull it free, but the rig was simply too heavy. The fire department arrived moments later to extinguish a blaze near the wrecked cab. It's unclear how much longer
The guy has one job for the camera. Turn it this way. Like, what are you doing, man?
cameraman stuck around, as his pizza was likely getting cold. Roughly 25 miles northeast of San Antonio lies the small city of Cibolo, Texas. It's home to roughly 32,000 people and a stretch of Amtrak line that runs from New Orleans to Los Angeles. On February 27th of 2020, a local man named Chris arrived at the intersection of County Road and Route 78, as he does every day before work. But on this day, there was a semi-truck blocking his path after bottoming out on the railway crossing. It didn't matter how big the rig was. The Amtrak was about to rip through it like paper.
So this truck got stuck.
Meanwhile, 116 people were on board the train when it
I mean, that metal piece could have went...
crashed. Thankfully, none of them were hurt, including the conductor, who absorbed the brunt of the blow. Police later stated that the truck company had accidentally sent the driver over the low clearance crossing. He's not a human GPS and couldn't have known that his rig wouldn't make it. It sucks that the truck got hit, cameraman Chris said later. Train versus truck, train all.
Because normal GPS doesn't show you what truck GPS is. There's completely difference because the semis need to know bigger, longer roads and so forth. Can't go down normally city or town roads and so forth. So the GPS is completely different. So dispatch probably told him to go this way, not knowing that this was a place for where the train is going to be and that he could have bottomed him out. So he's probably out of the clear. It's going to be dispatch that probably isn't going to get in trouble.
Always wins. But what about train versus train?
Oh, Unstoppable, the movie.
India is the world's most populous country with 1.45 billion people. For the record, that's nearly 20% of the global population. As such, many Indians rely on public transit to get around. With roughly 43,000 miles.
The United States only has, what, 333 million people?
Miles of tracks, trains are typically the best option. Unfortunately, India is among the worst countries, if not the worst country, in terms of railway accidents and derailments. One of the worst crashes we've seen in a while occurred on November 11th of 2019, when these two commuter trains crashed head-on.
I mean, that's not that bad. Oh, he got out. I bet they all felt the... Well, I don't think you're taking the train to get to your house. This guy's calling and saying, yeah, I'm not making it to work.
You can see where standing room is
They're like, yo, you better get to work.
Prioritized on these packed commuter trains, which is likely
This is how you spread COVID. Look at all these handles that are probably not disinfected.
why several people were nearly thrown out the open doors when it crashed. Despite footage of several passengers being carried away from the scene, officials claimed that nobody was seriously injured during the crash. When it was over, 12 people required medical treatment and were recovering at local hospitals afterward. According to reports, one of the drivers was stuck for 8 grueling hours while rescue teams tried to extract him. As for what caused the crash, they believe the trapped driver overshot his signal to switch tracks, thus putting himself and his passengers on an unstoppable collision course.
At least they weren't going like super fast either.
Layton, Utah is a small city about 25 miles north of Salt Lake City. It's home to roughly 87,000 people, including one local driver who will never look at trains the same way again.
Why?
It was February 4th of 2025. A conductor for the Utah Transit Authority was chugging along when he spotted something stuck on the tracks. You can tell by his tone that this wasn't going to end pretty.
Semi. Nope. Jeep. Hi. There's nobody in it. Just telling you guys, there's nobody in it.
You might think the driver was trying to beat the crossing arms, but CCTV of the crash shows what actually happened. The driver was stopped at the intersection when a speeding white pickup rear-ended them, pushing them into the tracks. Now they're stuck in...
Oh, I didn't see that.
in the middle, but instead of pulling forward, they decide to back up, nearly breaking the arm.
Oh.
Nearly 10 seconds pass before the driver opts to abandon ship.
Just drive forward!
Local police officers said everyone was okay, including those on board the train.
Well, not
While
the Jeep.
hindsight is 20/20, they urged people to always break the crossing arms if they ever get stuck. Some scraped paint and
Again, insurance is going to be like, we'll give you 120.
bent plastic is certainly better than the alternative. On September 13th of 2011, Buenos Aires, Argentina experienced its worst railway disaster in 50 years.
Oh.
It happened shortly before 6:30 a.m., when the morning rush hour commute meant that public transit was packed to the gills. As a full commuter train approaches the Flores station, a bus
Boom.
suddenly pulls into its path. The train smashes into it,
It literally derailed the train.
dragging the bus several feet before derailing and striking an oncoming
one.
train.
Oh.
As the smoke clears, passengers begin opening the windows and climbing out. You can see glass flying from people
So much damage just over one little thing.
breaking through, desperately trying to escape the wreckage. From another angle, you can see the train's bright headlight vanish as the bus pulls up. Both train cabs fuse into a single mangled mess, with the drivers still trapped inside. Brief footage from the arriving train shows the moment of impact.
Oh!
It cuts there, likely because the forward-facing camera was destroyed on impact.
Oh.
Sadly, the accident caused 228 injuries and claimed 11 lives, including the bus driver and several people on his bus. According to officials, he failed to stop for the lowered barriers and flashing lights. Meanwhile, one of the train drivers was stuck in the wreckage for 2 hours as first responders worked to pull him
For
out.
some little, minute, stupid mistake.
Gardner, Illinois is a small village in Grundy County. It's home to roughly 1,300 people who are used to living in quiet peace. Then, on September 14th of 2025, they all heard the same loud crash. It was shortly after 8 p.m. on Saturday night when a 95-year-old woman accidentally
I've probably been on a train, probably no more than my two hands. Yeah.
turned onto the train tracks. Unfortunately, she didn't realize her mistake until she had driven a few dozen feet, ultimately causing her car to get wedged. Then,
Look how
in
long
the
it took.
footage, you can see somebody running from the car moments before impact. It's unclear who it is, but based on their quick movements, we doubt it was Grandma. It's most likely a family member who arrived in time to save her. According to the mayor of Gardner, the woman had just left a local pub called Everybody's. However, it's unclear if alcohol had anything to do with the crash.
Oh no.
It was
Grandma had too many tequilas.
January 8th of 2025, the start of a bright and sunny new year in southern Florida. A local man was driving in North Miami Beach when traffic came to a standstill at the railroad crossing. That's when one driver decided that red lights and crossing arms are more like suggestions than orders.
I hate it. Look at it. It says right here, do not stop on the tracks. No. What are you doing?
So Louis gegangen aan Monroe zei free the office, dat zou niet zijn nog een sigaar. So we kunnen gaan sigaar später met zijn kaart niet te maken zich morgen sigaar.
What are you doing, Prius? That Prius almost died. Now it's a Prius truck.
Admit it, you thought the
How much you want to bet that person was on their phone?
white car was going to do something stupid, didn't
Right,
you?
I did.
According to police, the black car blatantly ran the red light and nudged the crossing arm as they passed under. At that point, their reckless speed likely saved their life, as the train only hit their rear bumper, sending them into a tailspin. Paramedics
They're like with their water. They're
rushed the driver to a trauma center while crews arrived to clean the scene. It's unclear what happened to them after, or if the police ever learned why they ran the light. Were they not paying attention? Were they drinking, or were they simply distracted?
Woo!
8 months later, on September 12th
Bullet
of
train.
2025, another Florida driver crossed paths with the lightning-fast Brightline commuter train. However, this time, the results were far worse. According to her friends and family, 83-year-old Eleonora was on her way to a gym in her hometown of Rockledge.
Oh, Eleanor.
Sadly, she never made it.
Eleanor, what are you doing? All you see is fire. Ay, ay, ay.
Eleonora passed on the scene, despite 2 ambulances being in the immediate area. Once the smoke cleared, everyone had the same question on their mind. How did this happen? According to the medical examiner, Eleonora had a lethal amount of alcohol in her system at the time of the crash. She was over 3 times the legal limit, which explains why she failed to stop in time for the crossing arm. Her crash marked the 5th fatal train accident in Brevard County, Florida. Of them, 4 of the 5 involved a Brightline train, a high-speed commuter rail between Miami and Orlando that can reach speeds of up to 130 miles per hour.
Trains are no joke. They can go fast, man.
Monday, November 3rd of 2025 was supposed to be a day of music and friendly competition in San Antonio, Texas. The city was hosting the regional high school marching band contest, and students from Vandegrift High in Austin were eager to compete. Then, tragedy struck when the tractor
Another semi.
trailer carrying all of their equipment and instruments got stuck on the train tracks.
Stop bottoming out! Oh, sweet goodness. This guy's just standing there. Move!
According to local reports, this marked the 3rd time a semi-truck had gotten stuck on the Carolina Street tracks. It's hard to tell in the footage, but on Google Maps you can see how steep the road gets when the tracks cross. The truck simply bottomed out, at which point it was steel on pavement. If you ever get stuck on train tracks, look around for one of these boxes. It'll have a toll-free number plus the mile marker, which tells the railroad company exactly where you are. From there, they can try to stop the train before it hits you.
There you go.
But it's not always guaranteed.
But it's at
As
least
for the
a
marching
try.
band, local firefighters helped unload the equipment, which wasn't too banged up. They were allowed to compete later that night, and some rival high schools even loaned them some gear. Vandegrift later made the regional finals, taking home 3rd place.
Well,
As
we're
they
not gonna
say,
be doing
the show must go on.
jazz band tonight.
If you're trying to beat an oncoming train, you should probably do so in something faster than a dump truck full of rocks. Apparently, this Russian truck driver wanted to prove that theory wrong. He had just arrived at a rural railroad crossing as one train was passing by. He must have been getting impatient as he stepped on the gas before the train was out of frame. He's almost across the tracks when a second train arrives and takes him out. Rocks fly as the dump truck spins out and comes to a rest off-screen. The question is, was the driver trying to beat the second train, or did he simply not see it? From his vantage point, you could argue that the first train blocked his view of the second.
He probably didn't
doesn't
even
seem
notice.
very urgent as he's crossing the tracks, and the truck never lurches as if it's
That's why they tell you when you're young, look both ways before you cross.
trying to accelerate. But even if he didn't see it, he couldn't have missed the warning lights that are still flashing on either side of the road. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just
You never think that something's gonna be dangerous until you watch it. And trains, I went into Underworld because I was gonna start looking at some other things that possibly could be dangerous, and lo and behold, trains was the first video that came up, and I was like, you know what, we need to watch it. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Have you ever been in a train accident like this? Have you seen train incidences? Do you have a story to tell? I would surely love to hear it down below in the comments. Don't forget to go to subscribe to the Underworld channel and mine. We'll see you guys in the next one. Please take care, be safe. As always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video.